Welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the Golden Demon UK 2022 winners. So let's jump right in. This weekend brought the triumphant return of Golden Demon. The standard is always exceptionally high at the most prestigious miniature painting competition in the world, and this time was no exception as the entrants outdid themselves. This show was a true feast for the eyes, with a wide variety of categories from single miniatures and entire units to dramatic duels and massive dioramas. Each category could only have 3 winners, which gave the judges a monumental task. Below are these entries which the judges deemed worthy of bronze, silver, and gold in each category. But there were many more entries of incredible caliber that we wish we could feature. Alright, so let's take a look. And remember too, if you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe, really helps out. We do daily reaction reviews, news, painting, modeling, and conversion tutorials. Everything from gaming to hobby for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, or Heresy, pretty much any of the GW games. So, alright, so we have our 40k single miniature. This is the gold right here. And this is Maxime Pinard. And it appears to be a orc that has fallen to Nurgle. So very cool paint job. First off, the green is really nice. I like it. There's nice little like pocks and injuries. The knife is really good. This like super like gangly looking hand is very cool. I like the incorporation of the Nurgle symbol right here. Even like the most shiny portions of the metals are still kind of dull. Really nice coloring around the mouth and the lips. I really like that. It's difficult to kind of blend the pinks of the mouth with the greens of the skin. And I think that little like touch of blue in and around like the eyes and the lips really does it. So, and then obviously the base is super cool as well. Nice just simple rocks, nice texture on them and everything. And then some cool water coming through with a little like tentacle poking out. Very nice looking model right here. Definitely deserves some gold action. Very nice. And then next we have the silver, and this one is Albert Moretto font. So very cool. We see a Gretchen, obviously of some stature. You can tell by his cool little stave, little Space Marine helmet on there. I mean, this is painted like really nicely. Sort of looks like a cartoon. It's painted in like that cartoony kind of style. Really nice. I mean, everything from like the smoke on the gun, the non-metallic metals, just everything about this, just absolutely beautiful. The base is outstanding. I love the rocks and cactus. Gives you like the desert look. The little skulls on the cape, little squig hiding down on the bottom. There's even like a little frog in there. I mean, this is absolutely stunning. This is a beautiful paint job, beautiful composition, just overall out freaking standing. I really like this. The style is super cool, like that cartoony kind of look to it. Very nice. Nice paint job by Albert. And next we have Bronze Thibaut Ram. So this is some really nice looking non-metallic metal. Obviously has like a super blue sheen to it. And then the wings have, and the spear as well, more of just like your traditional non-metallic metal, like silver look. It's got some cool purples added in as well. A little something going on the base. He's kind of like stabbing a body that's already pretty well buried. Maybe he just knocked down a building and this guy was just clutching to like the last bits of life and he's just finishing them off. Or she, I think. It looks like a female. So that must be what's going on there. Interesting. The paint job is really nice. Composition is lacking compared to the other ones we just saw. Again, really nice paint job. Very nice paint job. But, you know, compared to this, there's just, I mean, there's no comparison for me. The paint job is great. It's wonderful. But the composition, when you look at these two next to each other, you know, this one just blows this one out of the water. You know, this one is super simple. But even like the water effects and the different textures on the bases, and they're just, I don't know. This one just leaves me wanting a little bit more out of it. But very nice overall. Congratulations to those winners. Next we have the squad. Okay, so that doesn't work. Some of them, when you click on it, it makes it bigger. Other ones, it makes it smaller. So for this squad right here, This is the gold Alfonso Garcia Tovar. You know, we don't really get a close-up picture of this anyway. So it's really tough to, you know, compliment or critique. I mean, obviously looks like some nice crisp paint jobs, cool composition, like, you know, 3 rare models right here. Cool Bulgrin character as well, or Ogrin character. And then we see like the Black Phone Stone Fortress little sniper. Cool stuff going on the bases as well. They're a little weird how like chunky the actual bases are to then be put on like a display board. But you know, that's just my personal opinion. I wish we could see a closer picture of the actual models, but looks good. And then next we have Squad Silver, Alejandro Marinon. May not pronounce people's names correctly. If you're one of those people, I apologize. So we have here really nice looking commandos. Super cool. It's like some awkward kind of vegetation stuff going on. Pretty cool overall though. And we see the squig. Nice paint job on the orcs. A lot of green. Taking advantage of it. Nature's natural camouflage, obviously. Good looking paint jobs right here though. Very cool. I like it. Cool composition. Nice way to, you know, get 5 models in here and not look too crowded, but also seem normal. So John Keys is next. So here we have some poxwalkers. So 6 poxwalkers. The paint jobs look nice on them. The base is okay. Sort of just looks like a little like concrete street. I do like that these ones you can actually take the models off and play with them. That is definitely cool. Interesting decision on this one. Maybe I'm just a little biased because it's poxwalkers. Like, who would spend a bunch of time painting poxwalkers? The models are okay. The paint jobs are really nice, but it just seems like an odd choice for me. Maybe that makes me biased. I don't know. I'm not that impressed by this one. The paint job is really nice. I like the weathering. I like the look. I like the idea behind it. I'm not sure. I guess it's just that it's poxwalkers and it just is, it's just pretty basic. Like, this doesn't stand out to me the way that the other ones do. This one stands out to me. It's pretty cool. This one stands out to me. This one is just blah. I don't know. And then keep going down here to our vehicle. You know, this thing stands out. Like, that's, you know, that's what a winner should look like. Just crazy, in my opinion. Maybe not always, though. I don't know. Sometimes it should just be super basic and a really nice paint job, I guess. But it should be one of those 2 things. I mean, this is insane. This is obviously some sort of demon engine. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Pretty cool overall. Nice conversion. Nice, pretty crazy base. The little like knurgling on top. Beautiful paint job, obviously. This thing is just absolutely stunning. Super cool. Nice use of colors. Everything from, you know, metallics all the way to like, you know, the brightest, greenest turquoise, the reds. Just really nice overall. Great mechanical and like blend of flesh as well. Super cool base right here. I like the style. He put it on basically like a flat, clean base with like basing material glued on. Super cool. And then next we have Steven Smith with a, what is this? A knight, I think, Carastus. So this is a conversion from just a regular knight. It looks like he used the gun from, yeah, it looks like he used the gun from the big knight and then the Canis Rex one as well. And then this is a regular knight converted. So it looks like he has extended the thigh portion of this. And there's like some weird stuff going on here. Okay, here's the thing. This is a really nice paint job and it looks good. The base looks cool. I like it overall. But it doesn't look right. The actual conversion, in my opinion, is either poorly done or I think it's the proportions are just too far off. Extending the thighs but not extending the ankles just looks really, really weird to me. I would have to look at this like right next to one of my knights and see why this just looks so off. I mean, look how the knee is bent. When the knee is like the knee is way down here, the knee pad is up here, and then when the knee is bent right here, it's bent all the way forward. So this is the knee bent all the way backward. This is the knee bent all the way forward. So instead of having like, a roughly like, I don't know, 60-degree bend, it like over bends to one direction. I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't look right to me. Paint job is really nice. Congratulations, Stephen Smith. But the conversion itself just doesn't look right to me. Sorry if I'm overly critical, but that's the point of these things. So, and I'm not saying I could paint nearly as good as these. I could definitely convert better than that, though. That's a fact. So next we have our vehicle, Gregor Pilarski. I mean, this thing is just absolutely stunning. I like the base. It's like super simple, little barrel, a couple little signs. But the actual paint job is stunning. Right off the bat, the helmet like jumps out at me. It's like clearly meant to be a squig. Super cool helmet right there. Really nice looking model right here. Great paint job. Wish we could get a little closer up. It's like a combination of creamy, smooth blends and like intentional weathering. And it's done really, really nicely. This looks great. Absolutely stunning. Great models right there. Next for our large model. So we have our large model, Gold Alfonso Garcia Tovar. So right off the bat, this thing has an absolutely stunning paint job. The base is super cool. Definitely looks like sand. I like how it has the little sort of waves into it. The little bits of like rock and skulls and everything are super cool on the base. And then when we get to the model, absolutely beautiful. Very, very well done weathering. I love the patina on it. Really, really nice looking model. The cloth and everything looks good. I love the coloring on it. But there's one thing about this model that just is definitely standing out to me. And I don't want to say it ruins the whole thing for me, but I would love to just take a pair of pliers and just rip it off. It's that head. That head is just absolutely atrocious. One, it doesn't fit the proportion of the model. You have a Space Marine and you're using a Poxwalker head. Two, it's like one of the worst heads like I've ever seen in my life. I can't imagine why anyone would ever pick that. It just blows my mind. This could have been, I mean, this is an amazing, amazing model, but that head just ruins it. Very, very strange choice of a head. Absolutely beautiful model, well deserving of the win, but literally any other head, I mean, would look better than that. A Bear Space Marine head would look better than that. A awesome helmeted Space Marine head would look better than that. Some kind of cool converted head or head swap from something other than a Poxwalker would have looked great. Interesting decision. Interesting decision. Converting is definitely an art, and you can be a master artist as Alfonso is, but still be far from mastering the art of conversions. So we have John Keys is next. So this is one of those Forge World demons. An interesting base right here. Very cool. I like the wood texture over the stone. We got some little trees coming up out of it. It looks like a cool paint job. Overall, nice looking model. Not a lot of detail because everything is so big and we can't really see. I mean, I'm sure it's very detailed, but we can't really make it out, unfortunately. All right. Then next we have Johan Leduc. So this is some form of a demon engine. We can see a little like kind of nurgling down here on the base. Obviously some Mechanicus basing stuff in here. Cool weathering, a bunch of stuff jammed onto this. This is obviously a very custom model right here. Somewhere in between like a creepy little sort of like snake centipede thing. And it kind of has like Tyranid-esque weapons on it. I really wish we could get a closer picture of this right here. I like the idea of like the kind of meld between like metal and organic components. Unfortunately, I can't make out what any of this is. I can't make out what's going on with the face or any of the details, partially because of the picture, I'm sure, and the fact that we don't have multiple pictures or can't enlarge it, but also because of like the painting style and everything. Typically when I paint, I like to make sure that the brightest portion of the model or there's something around like the face that's going to draw your attention to it. And it's sort of like the opposite on this. We have like super bright stuff through here, some super bright stuff, in a couple other places as well. This is pretty bright and stands out, but there's nothing really right here that helps us like make out the details. It's actually like super dark because of the smoke, which is cool, but there needs to be some kind of brightness right in here. Some kind of eyes glowing or something that's going to help me. Because when I look at this, it looks super cool. I can tell it's some kind of like humanoid bug, monster, machine creature, but I can't tell like where its face starts and where it ends or, you know, what's going on. And that's very important. If somebody looks at your stuff and says, wow, that's really nicely painted, like, what the heck is going on there? In my opinion, that's a fail. Great model, absolutely beautiful, awesome conversion, awesome paint job. But there needs to be some focus on this area to bring it to your attention. And again, you know, I'm being critical of these things. I'm not saying I could paint better or convert better necessarily, but I can look at it and clearly point out some things that would immediately improve either the miniature or the paint job. So on to single miniature for fantasy. So we have Albert Moretto font. So we have a little goblin caster right here. It's got like this little pot, and he's looks like maybe casting some spells and stuff. Absolutely beautiful paint job. Definitely has that cartoony look to it. Cool looking base. This is just absolutely stunning. Really, really nice looking job right here. You know, and this is a perfect example of you don't need to go crazy on all that other stuff in a painting competition. Just get a cool model and paint it nicely. I mean, it's cool to do conversions and everything too, but, you know, perfect example of the difference between just simple and beautiful and like overly complicated and, you know, missing key components. So very, very nice looking miniature right here. Next we have Sten Frodin. So very cool right here. This is one of the old, what are they called? The Oathborn? No, that's not it. Dark Oath Savages. This was from Warhammer Quest box set a while back, or, you know, fantasy as well. Really, really nice looking model. Very cool. They redid it recently in one of the warcry sets, and it's still really cool. Arguably, this one looks better. Maybe a little more dated than the new one, though. The base looks super cool. Definitely an interesting look to it. I like the sort of like, I don't know, elven kind of looking rocks or whatever's going on there, like fantasy looking rocks. A couple skulls blended in as well. Really nice looking, like, you know, turf. The non-metallics metals look absolutely stunning. The sword looks super cool. The axe as well. All of like the bone and skulls look really good. The flesh. This is just beautifully painted. Very, very well done. Nice composition. Good balance. Everything draws your attention towards the center of the model. And then, of course, his head and face are what stand out. So absolutely beautiful. Nice, nice looking model right there. And then we have Luciano Rosetto, bronze for a single miniature. So this is a vampire on horse, sort of. I'm assuming this is kind of like descending from the sky type thing. It sort of reminds me of D&D, like Strahd action. Obviously, the horse would be like flaming if it was Strahd's, but I think that's what's going on here. I have to say the base itself is pretty cool. The horse position and like kind of like the landing and everything. I don't love it. I think it's a cool idea. I get what's going on here. He's like flying and coming down from the sky, getting ready to land or whatever. But I don't love how it looks. That's just my opinion, obviously. The base looks super cool. The coloring, I like the skulls, the blood, you know, the little like dead tree bush thing. The paint job on the actual model looks super cool. The armor itself is like a non-metallic metal red. It's a little pink for me, but looks good. I really like it. The horse looks good. Nice and creamy, great blends. The flesh of the actual vampire is stunning. Cool banner as well. I like it. It's good. It's different. I can see, I think probably the difference between something like this getting bronze and something else getting gold, though, is the simple stuff like the composition or the kind of like just a little bit like off kind of tones to it and stuff. Really nice looking model, beautiful paint job once again. But, you know, again, this is one where I think simple would have done better on this. But again, that's just my opinion. So next we have the unit. So this is our gold unit by Eric Going for Sigmar. So the sand looks pretty cool. I like the cactuses and the little flowers, the little like ruined stuff going on. The paint job does not, I mean, it's a nice paint job for sure, but it does not seem on the level with the other stuff we've seen. Now, exception, I guess, would be like the sort of like dresses or the cloth. He did a really good job painting like the, not just like the texture, but like the actual design of the cloth and everything. And that definitely stands out on them overall. Is a really nicely done. But the overall composition and paint job just it leaves, it's just lacking on this one. This is just not as well painted as a lot of the other things. You know, this aspect of it is very cool, but the actual models, um, yeah, I don't know. Looks good though. It looks good. Let's look at the other ones and see. You know, see, this is interesting because uh, I know I'm gonna mess this one up. Jiao Zhao Guan. I mean, this looks great. The little like display base for the actual bases, so you can play with these guys. The non-metallic metals look absolutely stunning. The paint jobs are just absolutely sick on these guys. Very, very cool, very menacing. We can see like the clear transitions between, you know, the flesh and the bone and the metal. This is just absolutely stunning. See, for me, this is far superior. I think this one's absolutely beautiful. I would have given this one a higher score, in my opinion. And then next we have bronze. We have Lucas Wiggering. So we have some Skaven descending. This is really cool. Very, very unique. I like it. It's strange because it's like tall, but it definitely gives you an idea of like a bunch of Skaven like dropping down into a sewer. I like the positioning of each of the three guys, like in motion. The bottom one is like hitting the water, splashing up. The actual like background adds enough to it, but the actual Skaven are obviously like the highlight of this. This is beautiful, super cool, awesome paint job. The composition on this is just absolutely stunning. Very, very, very well done. I think this is the difference between trying to go above and beyond on your composition and mastering it versus trying to go above and beyond and just sort of like executing it. This is stunning. I think these two are both just absolutely beautiful. Um, Maybe if we get some more pictures of this one, I'm missing something on it. It's hard for me to believe that this was picked as the gold above these two if there's not something that we're missing in the pictures, which is very possible. So, you know, take everything said with a grain of salt when we get one picture from, you know, 10 feet away. So next we have the large models for Sigmar. This one is Chris Clayton. So really nice looking model right here. Obviously beautiful composition. I mean, the model itself is already like super busy and has a ton going on, but he's added in like some extra little stuff here. The base on this is just absolutely stunning. The little water effects, the creatures down here, the leaves. Beautiful, beautiful paint job. He does I mean, just wonderful job distinguishing not only different things with color, but also texture. Because here we can see these are the same like type of item, but distinguished by the color. You know, they would have the same texture essentially, etc. But he does a beautiful job differentiating them. And then again, we have a third, you know, main green right here, this super bright green. And now obviously this is a different color of green, but also a different texture. And he does a phenomenal job mastering the textures, in my opinion. I mean, you can see like the little crystal ball here, the feather, our little skink. Very, very nice job right here. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning base as well. Excellent. Well executed. I mean, just perfect. Next, we have large model Silver Dave Perryman. So he's got some squig hoppers, or no, these are the, I can't remember what this one's called. Rampaging squig or something. But we got a couple goblins on top riding a couple of these crazy squigs. Beautiful paint job, really nice. The base is really cool as well. Nice composition. Has some little bits down on there. Little goblin head and stuff like that. Oh no, that's a little snotling running. Some mushrooms, a rock. All, I mean, it looks really good. You know, everything looks good about this. The mouth, the spit, the tongues. All of it looks really good. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Beautiful paint job. And then we have David Aroba with Kragnos. I mean, this thing is absolutely stunning. Right off the bat, I mean, the base looks great. Right off the bat, just nice composition, simple but effective. The model looks amazing. The way he's done the sort of like, I mean, this looks like a painting, not a painted miniature, if that makes sense. So he's really captured the effect of the actual like paints. Really beautiful. I mean, the like horse body being like a little bit darker than like the human flesh looks really nice. The patina on like the armor and shield and weapon is just absolutely stunning. This is a masterpiece. This is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is a tough category because these are stunning miniatures. Or maybe not so miniature. These are stunning models. So next, Middle Earth. So we have Sten Froden. So it's important to keep in mind these models are smaller in scale and obviously don't have the same amount of detail. So they're never going to look as stunning as your Warhammer models. This looks nice. Really nicely good model right here. Crisp, clean paint job. Some nice blends. The flesh tone looks a little, I don't know what it is. It just looks a little bit like washed out, a little faded. I think kind of the whole model does. It looks really good. It's a very nice paint job, beautiful non-metallic metals. But the whole thing just looks a little like kind of faded. Like, I don't know. It looks really nice though. I like the little like weathering kind of dirt down here and everything. Not my style though. I like more vibrant colors. Adrian Bay is next, silver. So we have a really nice looking piece right here. Basic composition, good looking. I like the difference in the tones on like the like cape or cloak and also like the jacket, the kind of like tans and everything. Looks really nice. It's hard to really look at these ones compared to like Warhammer models. Next we have bronze, Adam Skinner. So we got Golem eating his fish. So cool water effects, nice backdrop and everything. This one's really cool, but it's hard for me to look at this and say like, obviously none of this is like some spectacular, amazing like paint job. So I guess this is the amazing paint job. I don't know. This is really cool. I like it. I definitely like it. But this is not something, if I saw this with like 100 other pieces, that I would pick winning a painting competition. It is super cool. Definitely like it. Like the water, like the fish, like the scene, everything, the little blood in the water from the fish. But I just don't see anything on this model that says, wow, this is painted beautifully. But again, maybe if we saw a close-up of Golem, but all this looks like just basic terrain. Yeah, very interesting. So then we have other categories, diorama. So this is a crazy conversion of Orion, the king of the hunt, I think his name was, in the old world. Very, very cool. So the dogs are sort of like demonic. So the old school wood elves did not have that sort of like tree kind of growing out of them. In the previous iteration, he was like hair legs, not like tree legs. And this is like the new kind of style of the Sylvaneth, where they're like parts of their bodies are like sort of like trees or roots or whatever. So this is really nicely done. I love the cape right here with the little like leaf effects. The magic effect is super cool. He's like summoning his dogs, kind of like, or empowering them. Really, really nice. Obviously, the actual model itself, super cool. Very well done. Beautiful paint job. Sick non-metallic metals. The ground looks awesome. It's super busy. It's like a snowy kind of forest looking thing. But really, really well done. Absolutely beautiful. Great conversion and also great paint job. Very well executed. It is really, really busy, but I think what he does really well on this is the base is extremely busy. And you could probably stare at this in real life for hours and just keep finding awesome little details. This looks like maybe an icicle type thing going on here. There's all these little like creatures flying around. But none of that steals your attention from the model. Because the key thing that draws your attention to like the actual model, you see like the flesh, the green flesh right here on the dogs, and then the green flesh of his torso and face draws your attention to that. The darker kind of like turquoisey color of the weapons and magic is super cool. There's little splashes of it down here, so it gives gives you something to look at, but it doesn't steal away from everything else. And then you can see the face is like progressively lighter, so it kind of draws your attention. It helps your eye kind of sort out a crazy amount of stuff going on, especially in a picture. Very, very nicely done. Beautiful conversion and paint job. So then we have Angelo Ducello, Skaven Slayer. So it looks like Felix and Gortrek, busting through a window. and there's a sewer down below, and they're getting ready to. Looks like they're about to be ambushed by some Skaven assassins. Very cool. I like that it's basically like the front portion of a building. There's a lot going on here. Cool paint jobs, I'm sure. Tough to tell, just because you can't really make out how well anything is painted from this distance. But really cool composition and everything. I like the idea of it. It's super cool. Super cool. I'd love to see some more pictures, and I'm sure we will eventually. Okay, this is just absolutely stunning. For creativity, I give this a 10. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. So obviously, this is 5 models on a base, but then it has a backdrop that is meant to make the whole thing look like it's a magazine cover. And it's absolutely beautifully done. I mean, perfectly executed. So it's basically like the Blood Bowl Spike Journal issue 12, Athlorn Avengers. They finally did it, and they're like the champions. So it's supposed to be like their commemorative article or whatever. But I mean, this is just absolutely stunning. The paint jobs on the models are beautiful. He does a great job capturing not only like the uniform color and everything, but also like the bare flesh of the muscle and everything. Beautifully, beautifully done. The composition is done. The execution is just, I mean, this is a 10 out of 10. This is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the creativity of this is awesome. He did something super cool with the base that you don't see. I mean, making it like a magazine cover is just absolutely awesome. And then not only is the composition cool, the execution cool, but just the overall model is just overall just beautifully done. Very, very nice. I may have even, I mean, it's tough by these pictures, but I probably would have scored this one above this one, just because it's so freaking cool. But again, it's tough. You don't know exactly what the criteria are. Part of it is composition. Most of it is paint job. You know, I don't know. This is just super, super crisp and beautifully done in every way. This one is super cool, but it's hard to kind of compare the backdrop of this one and say it looks as cool as, the foreground and background of this one. But beautifully done. Very, very difficult job, obviously. And then next we have the duel. So this model was already like kind of previewed. We saw this in a little article or whatever, but I was waiting for the real stuff. This is amazing. This is just absolutely amazing. Where does it say his name? Chris Clayton, phenomenal job. Oh, so he won a couple things, I think. So this is absolutely beautiful. One, he has made the giant look extremely like engaged. And then obviously the grabbing the monster, tearing off its head. The monster has its tail wrapped around his leg. Very, very dynamic and beautifully done. You look at this and you say, okay, this is clearly a giant with, an intention to hunt sea creatures. That's obviously his thing. He's got a bunch of like sea creature stuff and nets and all that. So makes sense what's going on here. He's out here hunting the sea creature. But the actual execution of it is just absolutely amazing. The water being like super like wavy and sloshy from like clearly this just battle going on. The flesh and different textures of not only the giant and his tattoos, but also like his clothing, and then obviously the monster as well, and then just the water effects, the blood from the monster's head being removed. This is just absolutely beautiful, just full on stunning, beautiful composition, beautiful execution. 10 out of 10, 100% deserving of first place. Congratulations, sir. And then next we have Anthony Smith. So a classic duel right here. A little Space Hulk action. Warhammer 40k Gene Stealer versus a Deathwing Terminator. Very nicely done. Great setup right here. Just super simple. Just battling inside of a container. Obviously meant to be a hallway. But just great that he just used the inside of a container as a hallway. Really nicely done. Super classic. Beautiful, beautiful blends on these models. Just killer. And then we have Ryan Allen next. So we have what looks like a Space Marine Reaver diving through some glass out a window. And we have I believe it's a Warlock. Could be a farce here. Tough to tell from this angle. But on a jet bike. And he has been like knocked from the jet bike. Maybe the jet bike has been kind of shot down. There's a bunch of smoke going on here. So maybe it's about to crash. I can't quite tell exactly what the scene is. But basically he's jumping out the window like Matrix style to kill this guy. So very cool, nicely done. It looks really tall. I can't tell how big this diorama is or anything, but looks insane. Really nicely painted. You can see the beautiful like bike and eldar guy, and then obviously the Reaver coming through the window, and the glass is like pretty nicely done. I can't imagine it's easy to do something like that. That must be an absolute nightmare to take all the little like shard pieces and connect them. And I'm sure there was some pretty crazy resin going on there to get that glass effect. But very cool, very cool. I like it. Super cool. So some really nice stuff here. And then we have small scale. So this looks really cool. Obviously a lot less impressive just because it's small scale. But yeah, these look really nice. So congratulations, Dave Perryman on the Eldar plane. Alexis Lulier on the Imperial plane. That thing's super cool. I like it. I like the base and everything. And then James Davies on some orc planes as well. Really cool. I like the foreground background combination on this one, and like the sort of like weird shape of it. Very cool overall. Great job. These are nice. Young bloods. These are always the most impressive. So Frankie Clark. So super cool base right here. Obviously just walking through the desert. He's got their feet all dirtied up. Nice looking armor right here. Good reds. Some nice looking blends and highlights. You got your man standing on top all clean. You notice his boots have not been tarnished. Really good looking model right here. Congratulations to you, Frankie. You have got a lot of potential here. You're going to kill it. And then next we have Emilio McFarlane Green. So here we have like the Orc Belcher banner from the new Gutrippaz. And again, this is really cool. He has a super nice like base action going on here. You're clearly in the woods. There's like little trees and everything in the foreground. Nice looking positioning. And then you got like basically a painting in the background, representing like what you would see. Nice looking idea right here. Good looking model. Definitely have just so much potential here. Congratulations on the silver. Definitely, I'm sure we'll be seeing more from Emilio in the future. And then we have Daniel Swart. So this one is absolutely beautiful. Kept it a little simple on the base. We've got, a little body down there and some like Eldari stuff. Just minimal stuff right here. Kind of blocked off by Golden Demon banner. But really nice looking model. Super clean, non-metallic metals. It's got the grim dark look to it. Really cool. I like the hair. I like the metals, the armor. Everything just looks great here. Congratulations, Daniel, on bronze. Absolutely beautiful model. To you young bloods out there, keep it up. You are definitely the future. These are absolutely stunning models for young bloods. Just crushing it. And then finally we have the open competition. So we have a Tau Fire Warrior bust right here. This thing is absolutely awesome. I'm not sure how big this is or anything, but beautifully done. It is very well weathered. The scar on the face really stands out at me. He's just done an absolutely amazing job capturing the texture of the armor, the texture of the hair and the cloth, as well as the flesh. This is just absolutely beautiful. Very nice piece. Congratulations, Tom Hughes, or Hughes. Very nice looking model right here. Super cool. And then we have David Aroba next with the Stormcast. Very nicely done. Again, with the textures. Beautiful texture on the cloth, especially like the white in the chest and, like the little tabard. Absolutely amazing. You can see like the stitching in it. Beautifully done. And then the metallic, non-metallic metals, the gold and everything are just beautiful. The actual weapon, looks tarnished and, just absolutely stunning model right here. Beautifully done. Congratulations, sir, on your silver medal. And then we have Darren Latham with the open competition bronze. Must have painted this thing freaking quick. These have not been out that long. So add a little Necron to the base. Got the GW Tactical Rock in there. Went with an interesting color on it. I really like the way the armor is done. Beautifully done. The power weapon looks nice. The gun looks nice. Just overall super crisp and clean. Don't often see a just single regular guy like this in the open category. So the fact that this got third place in the open category tells you, the paint job is probably 10 times more amazing in person than it is in these pictures. Because this is a super simple composition. To find this in third place for open. This is probably amazing in real life. Very, very nicely done. Beautiful, beautiful. It's I mean, just the fact that it got, one place down after this, or, two places after this. I mean, this thing is painted stunningly. I don't know how big these busts are, but I'm sure they're substantially larger. So very, very nicely done. Beautiful stuff. And then, of course, Chris Clayton, the Slayer Sword winner. Congratulations to you, sir, in your dapper attire. Definitely, definitely well deserving. This is by far my favorite piece. Absolutely beautiful combination of, painting, composition, and then, the water effects just take this to the next level. I mean, look at those gross, like, toenails and everything. Just beautiful. Beautifully done. So super cool. Congratulations. This is absolutely awesome. So the UK Golden Demon was obviously just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite piece overall? Was there some critiques or compliments you had to pay to any of these artists or pieces? Obviously, I am critical in many ways as we're going through these things. I'm not saying I could do better. I'm just critiquing from someone that paints quite a bit. Definitely not on the level of many of these painters right here, nor have I ever placed or even entered into a Golden Demon competition. So you could say that I'm in no way qualified to judge or critique these, but yet here we are. So very nicely done. Beautiful pieces. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to anyone that entered. And if you didn't win this time, definitely keep at it. Some tough competition coming out of the UK. Keep in mind also, a lot of these pieces probably have been worked on for, months or even years. There have not been a lot of painting competitions over the last few years with all the lockdowns and everything going on. So many of these pieces have probably been worked on for a very, very long time. So don't be discouraged. Never be discouraged by seeing how good others can do. Always be motivated. So, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you do enjoy these kinds of reactions, reviews, and news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and of course some Horus Heresy as well, make sure to like and subscribe. It's absolutely free and really helps out the channel. But that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.